For me, Messi is not human, and Cristiano is the best of the human.
How good was Lionel Messi actually?
He is the best that's ever played, I think, so...
I don't think we'll see a player like Messi.
Well, Messi is different. Yeah, this guy is brilliant. He's unbelievable.
Lionel Messi didn't just dominate football, he changed what dominance looked like. This is a player who scored 91 goals in a single calendar year, a player with a record 8 Ballon d'Ors.
The FIFA Ballon d'Or 2015 goes to Lionel Messi.
A player who won 4 Champions Leagues.
It's 2-0. It's Messi.
Lifted the World Cup with Argentina in 2022.
This means the world to Messi, to Argentina, to South America. It is the moment that means.
And spent year after year making elite defenders look ordinary.
Nobody can doubt that he's there with the greatest all the time. For me, I said many times, he's the best.
On paper, that already sounds like the perfect career. But the truth is, Messi was never just about numbers. He was about control. He could destroy a game without sprinting for 90 minutes. He could bend the rhythm of a match until everything moved at his speed. He could make chaos look rehearsed. And yet, for so long, people still questioned him. Was he too dependent on Barcelona? Did he need Xavi, Iniesta and that perfect system around him? Why did Argentina keep falling short in finals? Why did some people admire him as the greatest talent ever, but hesitate to call him the greatest player ever? That is what makes Messi such a fascinating case. Because when you really study his career, you realise this was not just a great player collecting trophies. This was football intelligence, technical perfection, adaptation and longevity merging into one career.
I think that they are both amazing. We are talking about two of the best players, not just in the world, in the history of this sport. I always said that Messi has some talent that no one has. It's impossible to catch him. This talent, I didn't see to anyone.
Messi's story starts with fragility, not certainty. As a child in Rosario, he was already absurdly gifted, but his growth hormone deficiency made his future unclear. Barcelona saw enough to take the risk, bring him to La Masia and place him inside an academy that would shape not only his game, but his entire football language. He did not arrive looking like a future physical monster. He was small, quiet, and almost too easy to underestimate. But the ball obeyed him in a way that immediately separated him from everyone else.
And when he arrived, he was like very small, very thin, like crazy small. And when we saw him first, we said, well, this guy, if we touch him, we will destroy him. So be careful. And he started first training, like taking the ball like he does with, it seems that it's impossible the ball to go out of the foot because he's always there. Impossible to tackle him. And after that day, we said, wow. What is this?
The first version of Messi was pure electricity. He was a right winger who received the ball, faced his man and turned matches into one-on-one torture sessions. This was the Messi of acceleration, low centre of gravity, impossible balance and those runs that felt like they were happening in fast forward. Defenders knew what he wanted to do and still could not stop it.
Lionel Messi has something no one ever will have again. Can't compare.
Yeah.
He is natural talent. He just needed a left foot to win you a game whenever he feels like it. So training with him, I felt like I have no idea how to play football.
Very early on, the comparisons to Maradona started because the visual impact was that strong. Even before he became the complete version of himself, you could already see that this was not a normal footballer. But early Messi, as devastating as he was still not the final form. That's important, because one of the biggest misunderstandings about Messi is that people think he arrived fully made. He didn't. The raw talent was there from the beginning, but the total command of football came later. At first, he was more of a destroyer than a controller. He could rip games open, but he was not yet the man through whom every phase of the match flowed. And that is where everything changed. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona did not just give Messi a good team, it gave him the perfect tactical environment to become the centre of football itself. When Guardiola moved him into the false nine role, Messi stopped being just a terrifying winger and became the system. Suddenly, he was dropping into midfield, pulling centre-backs out of position, linking with Xavi and Iniesta, creating overloads, and then arriving in the box to finish moves he had already helped create. This was not just brilliance, this was structural domination. Barcelona were not simply using Messi, they were being organised by him. That period, especially around 2011 to 2013, is where the argument for Messi at his absolute peak becomes almost impossible to ignore. He was scoring at a rate that broke historical standards. Guinness recognizes his 91-goal calendar year in 2012 as the world record. In La Liga, he set the single-season scoring record with 50 goals. In the Champions League, he built one of the most absurd resumes the competition has ever seen, including the most goals for one club in the tournament's history. But again, even those numbers only tell part of the story. The terrifying thing about peak Messi was that he could be the best dribbler, best creator, and best scorer on the pitch at the same time. That level of total attacking control is almost impossible to find in football history. This is why so many people describe peak Messi as the highest level the sport has ever seen. Because it was not just output, it was the way the output arrived. He was not living off penalties, poachers' finishes, or isolated moments. He was receiving deep, progressing the ball, eliminating multiple players, combining in tight spaces, accelerating attacks, slowing them down when needed, and then finishing with either foot or that magical left. Every touch looked measured, every decision looked inevitable. He made elite football look simple, and that may be the rarest gift of all. But then came the part of the story that his supporters hated and his critics loved. Argentina kept losing finals. The 2014 World Cup final loss to Germany, the Copa America final defeats. The pressure kept growing because Messi was no longer being judged as a great player. He was being judged against Maradona, against history, against an almost impossible national expectation. For all his club brilliance, the international argument stayed alive because the ultimate picture still looked incomplete. Even when he was brilliant in tournaments, it felt like one missing trophy gave his critics an opening. And maybe that pressure revealed something else about Messi's greatness: adaptation. Because the later Messi was different. The explosive winger faded, the insane volume runner became a walking playmaker. He started conserving energy, picking his moments and dominating with reading rather than constant movement. His passing range became even more brutal, his understanding of space became even sharper, and when Barcelona declined structurally in their later years, Messi often looked like the only thing keeping them elite.
The 2018-19 season is a strong example of that. He finished as Champions League top scorer and remained both Barcelona's scorer and chief creator. That evolution matters a lot in the GOAT conversation, because many all-time talents have spectacular peaks. Fewer can reinvent themselves and still remain decisive. Messi did that. He gave football multiple elite versions of himself. First the explosive dribbler, then the false nine genius, then the deep-lying controller, then the veteran leader. And eventually the last question disappeared. Copa America 2021 gave him his first major senior international trophy with Argentina. Then came the 2022 World Cup, where he did not just participate in Argentina's triumph, he defined it. He scored twice in the final, ended the tournament with 13 career World Cup goals, and finally completed the only argument people thought they still had against him. At that point, the conversation changed. It was no longer about what Messi lacked, it was about whether football had ever seen a player this complete. So how good was Lionel Messi actually? Good enough that one version of his career would have made him a legend, but Messi gave the sport 4 or 5 elite careers inside one. He was an all-time dribbler, an all-time playmaker, an all-time scorer, and then an all-time winner. He dominated aesthetically, statistically, tactically, and historically. That is what makes him so difficult to compare. Cristiano Ronaldo has a case as the greatest goalscorer. Maradona has a case for peak inspiration and cultural weight. Pelé has a case for legacy and era-defining dominance. But Messi's argument is different. His case is built on total footballing completeness, on the idea that no player has ever combined chance creation, ball progression, dribbling, scoring, control, longevity and trophy winning at this level for this long. Lionel Messi was not just great, he was football compressed into one player.